Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here. We are back with another episode of our franchise here. This is live. We're going to look through some of the preview here, and I want to go through some of off-season stuff. So, here's our schedule. We got contract negotiations, qualifying offers, 40-man, final day, all contracts tendered. At our exclusive contract negotiation, 4 days left. Now, I'm not going to advance any. I'm going to look at who's really out there. Off. Then we go to manage contracts. Okay. So, we can send a qualifying offer to Wade Davis. Wade Davis, he is 32, but he is still climbing up. An option. Oh, he does have an option. He had 4 losses, but he had 39 saves. Decent whip at 1.24. ERA just under 3. Had 2 blown saves. Good. Just under what he had in Kansas City year before. He might be a guy that we'll definitely be looking at. And it'll be for the qualifying offer, which is $17.5 million. Jake Arrieta also has a qualifying offer as well. Take a look at him. He's going down a little bit, struggled in some parts of the season, but for the most part, doing good though for us. 16-8. Let's see. Got 3.6 ERA. Not as good as that 1.77 that he won the Cy Young Award in 2015. But he pitched pretty good. 1.21. Gave up 21 home runs. Most since he was over in Baltimore. But for the most part, his WAR is at 4.1. So a decent WAR, same thing as he had last year. Playing at least consistently. 202 strikeouts. So for him, it would be another 17.5. Hector Rondon would be arbitration eligible. We'd have to send him to arbitration. He is 30. He's still on the rise. He had a very good ERA. He was one of our setup guys. 11 holds last year, under 1 ERA. Him, what does he have right now? Last year. So obviously Wilson Contreras. We are definitely going to give Wilson Contreras a contract. You don't look for 1.7 million this expectation. We'll probably give him up to 2 or 3. But of course it'll be every day. Contract renewable for the next 3 years, so we should probably push out, or actually 2 years, so we should probably push out arbitration. Been up at the past 2 years. He batted at 247 this year, 11 home runs, 58 RBIs, so he had more than the Justin Grimm. He's still up on the rise. He did pretty decent for us. A World Series, kind of struggled. Gave up one of the 3 runs, I believe, and it was tied. But for the most part, he pitched decent. 2.76 ERA. He got it down from last year. 6 wins, 4 losses. How many holds did he have? He blew 3 saves, 5 holds. So, I mean, he was pretty decent. Now John Lackey. Here is something. 39. I expected him to actually retire, which he didn't. Qualifying offer at 17.5. He is going down like a rock. Wants 2.7 million. 13-8. 3 ERA. We have Quintana. I don't think it's something 10 year over. Brett Anderson, 30. Not someone we're going to give 3. Happen. Now Alec Mills, 26. Came up from the Royals. He's on the rise. So he's definitely a guy that we'd like to bring in. He's at the minors. We might end up bringing him up. I don't think he's starter material right now, but long relief, he'll definitely play in that role. So it might be something where Brett Anderson, I believe, is also in the minors. So we might bring up Alec Mills, depending. John Jay. He's kind of stabilizing around that 72 overall. Wants 2.2. He wants to be a platoon player. Definitely fit that role on this team. He batted 286. Oh. John Jay is one of those things. He's good contact hitter. We might bring him back. Perez. He's definitely a minors guy. I mean, I don't see him. I see him rising, but not too much. Jack Leathersich here. Another bullpen guy. Let's see. Felix Pena. Felix Pena is going up. And he would be a good setup guy. Came up and pitched 2 innings for us this year. Not a good ERA though. Probably later on in the setup. Jake Buchanan is a guy that's rising, but he's not going to rise fast enough. He is a minor league player. We definitely not bring him up. Carlos Corporan here. He's 34. Had him come up in the minors for some injuries. Alec Brooks or Aaron Brooks. Yeah, definitely a minors type of guy. Jack Rosscup, minors. Medina, he struggled a lot, but that's definitely a single player depth guy. Kevin Cornelius, he's rising. Only a D overall. He's definitely a minors player as well. Same thing with Beeler. Taylor Rice. Or Ian Rice. Taylor Davis. Now, Andrew Eli has been doing pretty good in the fielding spots. He's a fielder guy more than anything. He could be a guy that could potentially grow as well. Looking through, though, that's about that. Now, can I see? I have 92, so I'd have to cut more to bring in the players that we've signed. Can I see? I don't think we are going to be able. Not from here. We'd have to look up. Transaction. Trades, injuries. A lot of low players. Matt Latos. Corey Oswalt there over for the Mets. Taylor Webb. Logan Forsythe for the Dodgers. Signed for 2 years. That's another thing we could look at. Our big hitters come in, and where is sign? So here's who we have coming in. We have a top 50 catcher who's 19, and he already looks like he can be good. Good at blocking the dirt, performs better when playing day games. This guy might be literally a pull up to at least AAA. Luis Quintero will be down at. We'll have to take a look at him in spring training. For the most part, what he looks like, he'd be a guy that starts down at play. Chad Crow, another starting pitcher. He's 18. Starting pitcher. Both pretty good. Crow could probably go as. Well, okay. Gustavo Sosa. He'll be a guy that'll be down at AA. Good contact, though. Sure, for the future. He might be up in a couple years. Jonas Madden in relief. Good hits. Good against home runs, but other than that, he's going to block a lot of guys. Might get case here and there. Not really going to overpower you. He's more of a movement type pitcher. With his pitch, like in Andres Castro here, and then Stockton. So, but saying he's probably going to be up in the majors. Just how it's going to be for that. Another thing I want to look at. I'll have to look at that by roster. So here it is. So going in to next year, we'll have Hendricks coming up. He's 28. He wants more. Going down. We have a lot of players coming out. Quintana's in 2 years. Lester, when he comes up, will be 36. But we have a lot of guys coming open. Particularly the biggest one being Hendricks, who's going to ask for a decent amount, probably about $5 million, and then Anna if he's still rising. And relief pitchers, Carl Edwards is up here. He's on the rise. He might be a guy or set up. Mike Montgomery, he'll be on the roster. We're going to start him probably in a long relief role, or maybe he's starting the season again and we'll in the rotation. Pedro Strop will be in the bullpen, and out of all the other guys, really don't have a lot. Carl Edwards, Montgomery, so we'll have to replenish this bullpen. Wade Davis. And then contract-wise, so Contreras, we are definitely going to bring in. Tavares will be down at AAA probably. Not a guy I don't think is going to for us really. Then we might end up signing another catcher. Tavares will be down at AAA. Over here, this is the biggest one, Rizzo, 2 years, and he's going to be asking $25 million. So that's the one that's going to be big that we're going to have to deal with, is paying Rizzo. So we're going to have to draft some guys that are pretty good. Zobrist, though, coming up in 2 years as well. We do have him. We're definitely not going to trade him. Zobrist, really, really good for us. He's getting $15.2 million, so he's getting really what Rizzo will command in. So if he retires, we can give that salary to Rizzo. We also have Happ here, who expects 1.4, but he's on the rise as well to take that center field spot. Do have second base, but really we're just starting Baez most time because his fielding is so great. Actually getting well, but he'll come up. Here's Over on third, Chris Bryant. That's gonna be another difficult one. It's probably 15 million by the time he gets to his contract at least. So we'll have to deal with that. Otherwise, Candelario here will probably be the guy that's up the main with us. At shortstop, Addison Russell's another one coming up in 6.7 million. So, I mean, we have a lot of these stars that we want to retain, but it's not going to be possible. Schwarber and Eloy Jimenez. Schwarber will probably ask 2 or 3 million. Jimenez might end up being up at the Major League roster. I'm not sure with that. We have a lot of depth. Otherwise, John Jay's down here. We might end up starting Robert Amora, 23 years old, coming up as well in the league. I end up getting John Jay's team player. Over on right, Hayward coming up in 2 years. We are paying him a lot. And Mark Scanis here. Scanis is on the rise as well over in right field. We have some options out the outfield. Sure, Emil, that's our roster so far going through it. And we're going to have some guys there. Definitely. So can we go through and we can look at it like this. So let's look at the Major League roster. Let's see some of the guys that are coming up here. Pretty Galvanus, maybe. Okay. Charles DeGrom also coming up. There's Matt Harvey. Curtis Granderson. Bryce Harper, which he might actually end up being signed, but we're just going through to see who possibly could hit a free agency. There, Oliver Perez might be a guy we target, but probably fall. Looking through here, Tom Collier, really just a relief role. Looking for something like George Spring. Dallas Keuchel, he'd be a big addition. Well, he was probably looking for 9 million though. 9 million, I'd rather probably go from some lower because I'm just replacing. Lackey moves on. I'm replacing one starting role really. So, you Darvish, 6. He's gonna be a guy that's gonna. He played the Texas Rangers in the World Series. Quackenbush did a pretty decent job for him. Not asking for a lot of money, but up in the 4 ERA for the Seattle. Illinois Martin over here might be a good guy to bring. Uma Davis, he'll be signed. Now here's something. Sonny Gray, if he doesn't sign, will only be looking for maybe about 4 million. Bringing in Sonny Gray, struggle because of the run support issue in Oakland. I think bringing in Sonny Gray would be a big thing. And maybe Liam Hendricks. Well, if he's not expensive. But that would be a big thing. Bringing in over in Los Angeles. Tyler Skaggs here, but he's probably going to resign by the Angels or get a lot of money. Someone. Kinsler is a very good old guy or closer. We have Wade Davis that we're definitely going to try to sign. Through the Royals. Here's Jason Vargas, but he's down. I think Lackey throws right-handed. Yes, Lackey's a right-handed thrower. So here's Justin Wilson. 30. Alex Avila. Over in Cleveland, Josh Tomlin is over here. Danny Salazar is another guy. Might be pretty good to take. 4.1, about as much as Barry would ask. Josh Tomlin would be significantly lesser. Significantly less. Can't talk today. Over the White Sox, we took Quintana. Quintana was probably their best one over here. In Toronto, Marcus Stroman would be nice, but he is obviously not there. He was going to get real money. Jake Odorizzi. I'm playing life, but playing Kansas City when they play. See, going down, Matt Holliday is over here. Craig Kimball would be another guy, but that's as a closer. I like who we have. Pomeranz on the down low. Don't think there's Zach Britton, AJ Hardy, Waldo Jimenez, Madison Bumgarner, who's going to get some money. Let's see what he's going to have. 31 million. Yeah, I can see that. Tomlinson, Connor Gillespie. Over in San Diego here as Brandon Mauer's there, but I'm liking what we're doing. The former Cub, right? Yeah, former Cub Trevor Cahill that came out last year and won World Series with Cubs. Had a lot of good pitching. And not like what they're having today. With the Dodgers, Chase Utley, not a lot. Adam Liberatore might be something fine. Jalen Mayhew, Holland, Tyler Anderson's in well. Lefty, to bring another lefty in the. Not asking for a lot. Okay, that's well. Tajon Walker. Tajon Walker would be a big one. Well, he's 25. He's young. He'd be on this roster for. Shelby Miller. Down through here. I see some guys that might be good additions. And they would be probably the 3rd or 4th starter. Maybe even 5th behind Quintana. Over here in St. Louis, not much going on there. Garrett Cole for Pittsburgh. Would like to pull. Yeah. Brewers. Matt Garza is on the Reds. Don't really see much there. They were the last team in baseball. And then we're back. Wow. So yeah, Lackey is our 5th pitcher. We want to keep Arrieta. Would like to keep Wade Davis. Those a lot of good games with us. I think what it comes down to, Arrieta is going to ask 17. He asked for 21. Chris will give him 4. Wade Davis is going to ask for 10. Just between these two, that's 31. That's about 35 million with 3 players. I think we can afford that. That's 3 players. That's our ace, our closer, and our starting catcher. 31 million. That's the guy that's going to give us in between 15 to 25 wins a year, really. Yeah, it doesn't get. Oh, we have to see. And he had a stellar year in 2015. Had a decent year in 2016, won the World Series, and then didn't have 2 more wins. Pitched 2017. Had about the same walks, strikeouts. ERA is about the same. Higher. So yeah, I mean, Arrieta will be man here. So there is your preview going in. We will have the off season this Saturday. We're gonna do it at noon Eastern. Actually, no, we're gonna do it at 2. So go ahead and stay tuned with that if you want to not miss any more content from MLB The Show, our Cubs franchise, as well as our Bengals franchise we just started up in Madden 18, or any other content. Go ahead and subscribe and leave a like. It really helps out the channel here. But I will see you guys next time for this franchise when we do the live stream this Saturday at later, guys.